Shady Mike Wolfe tries to win over American Pickers fans. Mike Wolfe is reportedly trying to win over American Pickers fans. He was spotted with new merchandise at his Iowa-based antique store. Some are calling the latest move shady. The two have feuded for several years, even long before he was fired from the History Channel series. Mike reportedly shaded Frank with the new merchandise that's at his store, Antique Archaeology. Fans haven't been happy with Mike and the way he treated Frank. They criticized him for outing Frank's personal information on social media. Others called him phony for asking for prayers for his former cast member. Read on to see what he did now. What did the American Pickers star do? According to a new report, Mike Wolfe was shady with his new line of merchandise. The antique store sells many things, including hats, magnets, mugs, and shirts. That line promotes Mike and his antique store. Up until now, none of the merchandise promoted Frank Fritz, who first appeared on the show when it premiered in 2010. He was fired in 2021 amid the news of their feud. Frank has his own antique store in Iowa called Frank Fritz Finds, which is still open amid his health struggles. He sells merchandise that features Mike Wolfe. Frank even sold photos of the two together on the show. An insider paid a visit to Mike's store recently and found something shady about his new merchandise. He tried to win over the fan base with a new line of t-shirts. The Sun obtained the exclusive photos of Mike Wolfe holding the shirts that read, "I want Frank back." The fan base has been pleading with the show to bring back the original cast member. They blame Mike for firing Frank and replacing him with his brother Robbie. The line of black t-shirts is for men and women and says what fans have been saying all this time. Does that mean that Mike agrees with them? Check out the photos for yourself here. Is Mike Wolfe being shady? This revelation has fans wondering if Mike Wolfe is being shady. This shows that he's aware that fans want him back. In an effort to boost ratings, the network is airing old episodes of American Pickers to get fans to watch. Frank isn't back on the show since he's recovering from a stroke that he suffered over the summer. Mike Wolfe hasn't shared his thoughts about the show bringing back Frank. So far, the show continues to move on without him. However, Frank has expressed his desire to return. At the time of his firing, he recovered from back surgery. He said that once he was 100% recovered, he would be ready to roll and go back on the show. Shady Mike Wolfe is back at it again, and this time he's trying to win back the hearts of American Pickers fans. After years of internal drama, questionable decisions, and a deep divide between loyal viewers, Mike seems to be making some public moves to charm his way into the good graces of a fan base that's grown increasingly wary of his actions. But is it genuine, or is it just another calculated maneuver from the man whose business acumen has been as scrutinized as his antique picks? For a long time, American Pickers was a beloved staple of reality television. It offered a unique window into the world of treasure hunting, focusing on the forgotten relics of America's past. Mike Wolfe, with his eye for rare and valuable items, quickly became the face of the show, captivating viewers with his easy charm and passion for finding hidden gems. However, that shine started to tarnish as behind-the-scenes tensions surfaced, most notably the much-publicized falling out between Mike and his former co-star, Frank Fritz. Frank's departure from the show sent shockwaves through the fan base. Longtime viewers had grown attached to the dynamic between Mike and Frank. They loved how Frank's down-to-earth demeanor balanced out Mike's slicker, more polished persona. So when Frank was unceremoniously written off, fans cried foul, blaming Mike for pushing out his longtime friend. Frank's health issues were also brought into the narrative, further souring the public perception of Mike. The once beloved picker was now seen by many as Shady Mike. a man more interested in protecting his empire than in loyalty to his former partner. Over time, fan discontent grew louder, especially as Mike continued to thrive without Frank. Social media was abuzz with accusations that Mike had turned his back on the show's roots, that he was no longer the relatable, humble picker people had first fallen in love with. Instead, he seemed like a man playing a role for the cameras, strategically positioning himself as the sole face of American pickers. And as Frank's health continued to deteriorate, Mike's silence on the matter only fueled the rumors of betrayal. But now, with the tides turning, Mike seems ready to attempt a comeback, not in terms of the show's ratings, which are solid enough, but in the hearts and minds of his viewers. His strategy: a carefully orchestrated PR campaign meant to showcase a softer, more compassionate side. After all, fans can forgive a lot, but they can't forgive being ignored or feeling like they've been lied to. Mike appears to be aware of that. Recently, Mike has been making a point to engage more with fans on social media. He's posting more personal, behind-the-scenes content, shots of him with his daughter, videos of him at home, more reflective posts about the importance of family and friendship. This isn't the brash, confident Mike Wolfe viewers are used to. It's a Mike that wants to appear grounded and relatable, as if to say, "I'm just like you. I make mistakes. I care about the people in my life." And it doesn't stop there. Mike has begun to publicly express support for Frank Fritz in a way that he's never done before. Whether it's through social media posts wishing Frank a speedy recovery or interviews where he speaks fondly of their time together, it's clear that Mike is trying to rewrite the narrative. In one heartfelt post, Mike wrote about the early days of American pickers, reminiscing about how he and Frank started with nothing but a passion for antiques and a love of the road. "I wouldn't be where I am today without Frank," Mike confessed in a recent Instagram post, sparking both surprise and skepticism among fans. But the real question is, why now? Why, after so much time has passed, is Mike Wolfe suddenly trying to win over fans who've long felt abandoned? Some skeptics believe it's because of declining viewership. While American Pickers still has a strong following, it's no secret that reality TV is a fickle business, and nostalgia can only carry a show so far. Without Frank, the dynamic that once made the show so special has been lost, and viewers are tuning out. Could it be that Mike realizes the show's future is in jeopardy, and that the only way to salvage it is to mend fences with the fan base? Others speculate that it's less about ratings and more about legacy. Mike Wolfe has built a brand that extends far beyond the show. He has a chain of antique stores, a line of branded merchandise, and an ever-growing presence in the world of high-end collectibles. Being seen as a shady businessman could hurt his long-term prospects, and this public campaign to win back viewers could be as much about repairing his reputation as it is about saving American pickers. Still, not everyone is convinced. Die-hard Frank fans see right through the sudden change in tone, dismissing Mike's efforts as a cynical attempt to cash in on public sympathy. If Mike really cared about Frank, he wouldn't have let things get this bad in the first place, one fan commented on a recent Facebook post. Others have pointed out that Mike's newfound friendliness towards Frank feels hollow, especially given how long it took for him to even acknowledge Frank's struggles. The fan divide is clear. There are those who want to believe that Mike is sincere in his efforts to make amends, and there are those who think it's too little, too late. The truth probably lies somewhere in between. Mike Wolfe may well have realized the error of his ways and is genuinely trying to make things right. At the same time, he's a businessman who knows the value of a good public image, and this renewed effort to connect with fans is undoubtedly part of a broader strategy to protect his brand. In the end, only time will tell if shady Mike Wolfe can truly win back the American pickers' faithful. Will his attempts at redemption pay off, or will fans see through the facade and continue to drift away? One thing's for sure, Mike is playing the long game, and he's betting that viewers will be willing to forgive, if not forget, the drama of the past. Whether that bet pays off remains to be seen.